Hey everybody! So I got some questions on my, what I'm calling pretty in pink look. Just the pink eyeshadows, blush, and lips. So wanted to show you quickly how I did that. I'm starting with my Stay Spray. So I have a clean face. It is early in the morning. All I did was wash it. I don't have any moisturizers, lotions, sunscreens, or anything on my face. I am going to use my Stay Spray with sunscreen though. I just spray that all over. If you have lashes, you can spray, meaning fake lashes, you can spray it on your perfector and then kind of avoid your lash area if you're worried about your adhesive. I'm just patting this in. My perfector is damp. It is not wet. I have wrung it out really, really well in a towel. So start with your Stay Spray. I'm gonna let that dry. And then I'm going to move into my highlight color. So I'm using the Maskcara Beauty products. And my highlight color I'm gonna use today is Amber. I'm still a little bit wet, so I'm gonna let that dry. Okay. So, don't be jealous of all my colors. So here's my Amber color. You can tell this is Aura, I use that one a lot. So, Amber, I'm coming in, this is like, it's not completely covered in makeup. It's just not. Tapping it, it's cream, so you can easily get too much. So to avoid being too cakey or something like that, start with a little bit. You can always add more. So I'm gonna go in, I start with under my eye. I kind of dab in my under eye, especially if you're worried about creasing, just dab it. Always do over my eye as well. I have a little piece of leftover mascara that just fell under my eye. Okay, there we go. Now that I have removed all of that from my face. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna do this color all over. Some people like to skip their contour line and just put contour there. Today, I'm going to put this all over. I tend to do more of a sweeping motion down here. Or maybe I don't have any fine lines. Totally up to you and your skin. Just kind of do quick little brushing movements all around. Pull it down, make sure you're blending with your neck. You don't want to have a totally different color on your neck. All right, same on the other side. Got my pie piece. So what that means is I'm doing like my upside down triangle, kind of shaped like a pie. Down the sides of my nose, tap, 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 under my eye, over my eye. Sorry, I should probably get a little bit closer. But you can tell the coverage already. You can see. Obviously look at my forehead compared to down here, even my nose. Okay, just gonna keep doing this. Same thing. All the way out to my hairline. Again, if you wanted to leave that, because the contour does have some coverage, I'm just kind of going for it today. Going all over. It's just what we're doing. Pulling it down. I'm not worried right now about little spots. So spots where I want to come back in and do some extra coverage, I will show you what I do with that. I'm not too worried about that right now. I'm just getting my base all over color. Okay. Kind of fan this out. Up into my hairline. Okay. So, it's like night and day. It really is. If I do a before and after with my highlight, it's like night and day. So, the next thing I'm gonna do is do my, actually, I need this mirror still. I'm gonna do my brightening color. So a lot of people have an all over color, but then add in a lighter shade, maybe a shade or two lighter. to brighten up their under eye. I'm gonna use White Peach, and you're gonna notice this is like, woo, it's bright, right? But that's the point. It's too light. I would never use this as an all over color. A really great one is Linen as well. It's actually a shade above, meaning lighter. White Peach, but look at the difference. Do you see how like it helped with my dark under eye? It just kind of helps make this eye pop a little bit better. Same thing. Tap, tap, tap. Again, I'm not gonna be sweeping at this point because I already have one layer. I don't want to sweep and kind of remove what I did. Okay. Okay. So there we go. Now I'm taking my perfector and I'm just gonna lightly press all of this in. It's gonna help with anything or any areas where maybe I put too much, maybe I have some creasing already, things like that. Especially like my under eye and above on my eyelid. Obviously I'm gonna have a crease in my eyelid right now, but I just kind of wanna pat that out. Okay, the next thing I do, I am going to a football game outside this morning. It is so humid that out my window, you can't see this one, but out my window, there's literally water and it's like, looks like I took a hot steamy bath in here. And I did not. Okay, so I'm gonna use, this is called Airspun powder. It is like $7 at Walmart. It's not mascara brand. Mascara does have the vanilla dust. I like that. It's a pressed powder. I need a super intense loose powder for today because I just know I'm gonna be a hot mess. Let's be honest. So what I'm doing is I'm pressing this on. This also works really well. You can do this with the vanilla dust powder. Just kind of rub your perfector in there. If you want a matte look, so you don't want to have maybe a dewy look as much, something like that. If you have creasing, fine lines under your eye, just don't go right up in there. You want to have some type of, well, most people want to have some type of powder under your eye because it's actually going to help with your mascara transfer. So everybody who gets that like mascara dark ring under your eye, by the end of the day, a lot of times a powder will help with that. You can also do a little bit of your eyeshadow color. I don't know if you caught my last live. I talked about doing eyeshadow, kind of carrying it under your eye. Same concept. That a lot of times helps with your mascara transfer. Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna come in with my multitasker. There's a teeny tiny side. Sorry, things are sliding away. Okay, teeny tiny side. If I have any spots, this is my time to cover them up. So I'm just barely tapping it in my highlight color. And I'm just gonna tap over where I wanna do a little bit of extra coverage. I don't wanna put this giant glob all over my face. I like to sometimes just press it in with my finger because I find I'm kind of more in control of how it blends and how much I take off. If that makes sense. Hopefully I'm not covering this up with my mirror. Okay, so I just do that a little bit. And if you want to come back in and set it with some powder, you just kind of dab it a little bit. Okay. Okay, so at this point, I know I look a little bit washed out because I am only one color. And a lot of makeup brands, you kind of walk away looking like this, which is fine. But dimension is so huge. And by the way, I was putting on my highlight with this rounder end. So here's this is the 30-second hack. I just made up a brush. There is no 3D hack. Tapered end, this is what they call like the butt or the rounded end. This side I am loving lately as to putting on my highlight real quick. This is really great for getting up in there. Some people do their whole face with the tapered side. You can also use tapered side for your contour, whatever you want. Lately, I'm all about the round side. So now I'm doing my contour. I'm gonna use Ash, which you can tell I use that one a lot. Ash is just my fave. So I'm squishing it, tapping it a little bit, and I'm going in hollows of my cheeks, start at your ear, and head towards the corner of your mouth, but do not go all the way there. Okay, and I'm just kind of setting it, tapping it. I already put highlight there, so if I sweep it too much, again, I want to avoid some sweeping movements. I feel like this side is definitely a little bit crazier. I'll show you how to fix it. Okay, so I'm gonna get the rest off. I'm always using my hands to like take away. Come back in, blend it. I'm just doing small little tapping motions. This is not something where you wanna like really big blend it out because you're gonna end up with contour kind of all over your face. You can also use your perfector. It's really great to make sure, especially where the lines are, that you don't have this like crazy harsh contour meets highlight line. Okay, going back in under my jaw, creating a shadow, and I'm pulling it down. So not on my jaw, under, pull it back. This is not a harsh line. This is not a lot of product. Tiny bit along my nose. I'm more of like a natural contour person. I don't go crazy. You can, by all means. Up here along my forehead, in my hairline. Just pushing it back in. And this is just kind of creating a frame for my face. Like, you're not gonna look at me and be like, oh wow, she contoured her forehead. You're just gonna see that it's gonna look like a tiny bit darker and like I've got a shadow going on. But you won't be able to tell. Well, you will. Other people won't. They're not gonna know. They're just gonna be like, wow, that looks so nice. We hope, right? Okay, so that's it for my contour. I'm gonna do my blush now. Okay, so again, we're doing the pinks, right? So I'm using a blush called Pink Grapefruit. The blushes look intimidating, right? But they're awesome. So I'm using my B squared, the small end. I just tap it. Little goes a long way, which is why sometimes people get intimidated. I just kind of tap in a circular motion, little circles, until I feel like it's kind of getting blended the way that I like. I need to pull up my mirror here. Okay, and then I'd carry it out to the side. So kind of like along the top of your contour. Okay, and that'll settle a little bit too. So if you feel like you get too much blush, you can always use your perfector. Come in with a little bit of powder as well. Okay, but we're all about the pinks. So I'm going pink, guys. Don't be scared. I love color. Well, I love certain colors. Okay, so there's my blush, and now for my illuminator. So I'm gonna use Pearl. So I'm taking Pearl, and I'm going right up here on top of my cheekbone. So I kind of went contour, blush, illuminator. But I'm leaving it just up here, okay? Some people like to go up here, under their eyebrow. Go for that, go for it. Again, same thing on the other side. I'm literally feeling my bone and following that up. Top of your cheekbone. Okay, I do a little bit on my Cupid's bow. Okay, and then this seems weird, but hang with me. All you're gonna notice is that my nose looks like it's glowing. Okay, that's all I did, is just add dimension and glow to my face. So that's it for my face. I can do that in probably 2 minutes if I'm not talking. So when I'm talking, I get distracted. Okay, I'm moving on to my eyebrows. I take my eyeshadows. I'm actually using Oak. I have my Know Your Angles brush. So here's what I'm doing. Ooh, I'm gonna brush these bad boys first. I have a full eyebrow already, you can tell. I don't need to add a lot to it. I am just polishing and defining. Okay, so I start along the bottom and I kind of draw my line up. Oh, that would be nice if you could see. Sorry. Let me try that again. I start along the bottom and I lightly draw my line up along the bottom and then I just pull it up. Towards the front, I turn my brush this way and I'm just kind of like adding strokes to it. Kind of like I'm flicking hairs. If you know what I mean, like flicking like I'm making new hairs. It's kind of what I'm trying to say. And then I come in here and I fill in, and I start to go along the top. And again, this is all like very natural. I'm not drawing in my brows, more power to you. I just don't need to because I have plenty. Sometimes I get carried away, honestly. And I have way too big a brow. Which apparently is a little bit trendy, so I guess I'm okay. But I try not to get too carried away. Okay? So that's that. And huge difference, right? These eyeshadows are super pigmented, so that's why this works so well. I don't know if I would do this with all eyeshadows, but the mascara eyeshadows work really well. Flick, 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 flick. I don't want the front to be too full, right? Because I want it to look natural again. I don't have a ton of, it's not super thick in front on my brows. I feel like I got a little too much there. Okay, now I'm following that line, filling in up to the top. I'm just like making this hard for you to even watch. Just gonna keep going, filling that in. Nothing fancy. I have done this with our cream contours as well. That works. And actually those are kind of like a, it's almost like it helps it stay a little bit better because it's a cream contour. Okay, so little trick. Sometimes I'll use clear mascara. There's brow gel. This is my Stay Spray and my spoolie end. I just go like this. And I comb through, and it's kind of like putting hairspray, but not really, right? You're putting your setting spray in your brows. Okay, that's that. Okay, now for my eyeshadows. So one thing I've been playing with is my illuminator as a base. So I'm taking, this is my detail hack, the small end. I'm actually brushing it in my illuminator, and that seems weird, and I'm putting it on my eye as a base. Seems weird, I know, but I swear it makes my eyeshadows like hyper pigmented, which is kind of what I'm going for in this look. Ooh, just kind of put that in my eyeball. Okay, so that's that. Now I'm taking on Wednesday, so the other side of my detail hack brush. No, this is not the detail hack. This is the multitasker. It's too early. I literally have not had enough coffee, which is not good for me. Okay, so my multitasker, this flat end, I'm gonna come in with on Wednesdays. Get it? It's pink. If you've seen Mean Girls. Okay, trying not to raise my. Do you see the pigment in that? It just really pops. So I'm doing this, you can probably hear my crazy kids out there, just on my lid. Okay, same on the other side. These goes on so smooth, so easily, it's crazy. Now you can, this is kind of like the same concept of using your eyeshadows wet. So some eyeshadows, I would recommend testing it on your arm before you try and go for that look that day. You can do this with, sorry, they're distracting me, wet. So dip your brush, make it wet, not like soaking, a little bit damp. I'm gonna come in with my mirror here. Make it a little bit damp. And then you can do the same thing. Dip it in your eyeshadow. You kind of get the same really pigmented look. So I'm just going a little bit above my eye. Now bear with me because I know some of you who are not into color are probably like, hey Soph! Shh. That's okay. I can't even hear myself think. They're just having a good time with Legos out there. Okay, so I'm just going a little bit above because I'm gonna come in with the second color. So I know this looks like pretty intense right now, but bear with me. She's calling him brother. She watches probably shows that call their siblings brother. You know, some of those like little Disney shows where the cartoons call each other brother and sister. Because we don't really do that in our house. It's kind of funny. Okay, so I just went up a little bit above my crease, okay? So now I'm coming in with my eyeshadow everything brush, the tapered end. And I'm dipping it in Bend and Snap. So on Wednesdays, Bend and Snap. Bear with me because it's like pink and purple, but they're both really shimmery. I'm using this small end because I don't want to fluff this all over my face. I want to put it in a precise spot. So here I go. I'm doing above my crease. In my crease, really. So I want this to be a little bit darker, but if you notice, I'm not going all the way into the corner of my eye. Trying to keep it, I want to kind of do this elongating effect. I'm gonna get a little bit more. So I'm also gonna come in about a quarter to a third into on my lid here. And you can tell like they don't look too much different because I'm layering. So there'll be a little bit of a depth effect this way. So you can tell it looks a little bit darker. It's just a little bit different on this side. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Now bear with me again. I know those of you who are not into color or probably a lot of eyeshadow are like, well, this girl's nuts. But just hang with me. Once you get your eyeliner and your mascara on, it all comes together, I promise. Okay, so again, I'm not going all the way into the corner of my eye. Kind of leaving this out here. Okay, now, totally up to you. I'm gonna pull one of the colors below my eye. I'm gonna go with, on Wednesdays, so here actually, I changed my mind. I'm gonna use this because it's a little bit of a finer point. So I'm gonna come in straight. I'm not gonna brush this big ol' line. I'm coming in kind of straight at my eye and just kind of going under like I would an eyeliner. Some people like to do their darker color and kind of connect it out and up in here. Go for it. However you want to do it. So this concept, I'm gonna come over here, is kind of the same with any of the eyeshadows that I do. I like to pick a little bit of a lighter and a darker, put my darker on top of my crease, and then out more to the sides. My next step is just blending. So it's a little bit harsh right now, you can tell. So I'm gonna do small circles, just kind of blend at this point. I don't have anything on this brush. This is a completely cleaned, I just cleaned it before I started doing this. Brush it up and out, okay? Just softening out that line. Okay. So, to connect the dots, Sort of. Sorry if that was super loud. Just getting that stuff off my tapered end. I'm gonna come in with a color, whoops, called Sabrina. And I'm putting it under my brow. So right now it's kind of like color and nothing, which is fine. But I like to bring it all together. Highlight that brow. And then I kind of connect it in again. Let's just make sure I don't have any lines. Okay, so it just kind of seamlessly goes up, comes lighter and lighter, and then just a little bit of pop. Cause look at the difference. I feel like I see a difference on this side than I do on this side. This side's like a little bit open, a little bit brighter up top. Maybe it's just me, but I'm pretty sure it's an optical illusion. I see it anyway. Okay. Same thing. Coming in. Blending outward and up. Connecting those dots. If you feel like your eyeshadow went crazy on the sides, one thing I like to do is take my 30-second hack and just kind of go like this lightly, because we all know we just put our highlight down there, our makeup, so we don't want to take that off. Okay, one more spot. I'm going in with Sabrina. You can see it's like super pigmented. I just can't tell in my phone. I just doesn't work very well. So because this is so light, I kind of come in like even towards my nose, because all I'm doing is creating some brightness and pop in the corner of my eye. It's not, this color is not so so white that I would look at this and be like, wow, she has like eyeshadow on the side of her nose. No, it's just a little bit of shimmer. Okay, so that's it. Now I'm going back in with I'm gonna clean my Know Your Angles brush. This is the reason why I love my Restore, because I just did my brows with it, but now I'm gonna use it for my eyeliner. And I wanna quickly get off all of that brown. Okay, so now I'm gonna use a color called Salem. It's black, and I'm gonna use it to line my eyes. So because this is eyeshadow, it's a softer eyeliner look. You could use Stay Spray. Again, that same kind of wet feel where it's super pigmented, maybe looks a little bit more like a traditional eyeliner. I'm gonna make sure, let me just see if I can do this so you guys can see it. I'm trying to figure out the best way. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna try and come in because I wanna get right along my lash line. I start with like where my lashes start. I don't necessarily go all the way into the corner of my eye. And again, this is a very light, soft eyeshadow look. Okay. Just enhances it a little bit, nothing crazy. If you want to do more, some people like to blend it up and really smudge it, or even wing it out and blend that into their darker color, so it starts almost at like a coal, charcoal-y, blends it into their dark color. Today I'm just kind of keeping it simple. It's always fun to do on like a date night or a night out. Just doing like a second layer to make this a little bit more bold. It's so fast. Like, instead of having to sit there and be like, oh, I gotta make sure my eyeliner is perfect, I can just kind of paint it on with my brush here. It's not going to be a super fine point. You know, like some of your gel and pencils and liquid liners are, but I'm not going for that, so that's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. Got a little carried away on that side. I'm just trying to not have like a hard start. I'm gonna blend that out a little so it kind of fades. Okay, so there's my eyeliner. You could do the same thing under your eye. I just am not going to. Okay, so now I'm ready for my mascara. And if you have been following me, I have 2 of these now because I'm bad. You know I love the Benefit Bad Gal Bang mascara. I just do. It's pricier, but I am an eyelash curler, like hardcore, extreme. Always when I put on mascara, I curl my eyelashes. That's just what I do. I can get away with not curling them. And not only can I get away with not curling them, but you can't tell the difference. Oh, it's amazing. So, just watch. So no curl, all natural eyelashes. These are mine. It's just, they're natural. But it's so good. So, hopefully you can see this. So you have to be careful because it is intense and it dries really quickly. It does not advertise as waterproof, but it acts that way. Like it really acts like a waterproof mascara. So I'm doing really light kind of strokes here. I close my eye and just kind of hit the tops because you would be surprised how often there's like little blonde tips that you don't see. So can you tell? I mean, it's quite amazing. Okay, then I come in on the bottom and I just really lightly, and if I need to break this up at all, I'll come in with my spoolie that I use on my eyebrows and I'll just kind of brush back through. Okay, so same thing on this side. Sometimes I like roll my fingers like this out to help it like catch my lashes. Sorry, I cannot talk at the same time. Catch my lashes and like really separate them. I feel like this side always comes out better because I got the initial heavy amount off on the other side. Again, I close my lashes. Get the tips. I promise you have little blonde tips you don't even know are there. Okay. Ba-bam. All right. Let me do this. Okay, I feel like my other side could use some help. So hang on. Now, here's where I come in with my spoolie. I want to break these up a little bit. If I have any clumps. Now, again, this stuff dries like super fast. So it's kind of like once it's on, it's what you got. So if you need to make an adjustment, do it pretty quick. But it's amazing. I love it so much. So yeah, look at, I mean, they're like curled. Can you even tell? I don't know. Curled, and I didn't even curl them. So, okay, now we're gonna move on to lips. I'm gonna do something fun with my lips. Well, hopefully you kind of notice that with the eyeliner, with the mascara, it brings your eyeshadow look kind of together. If you still feel like, oh man, I kind of went overboard, just take a fluffy brush. I feel like this side's maybe a little bit darker. Fluffy brush and blend it. Just blend. Blend it out, people. Okay, I'm gonna do my lips now. Okay, and again, I really love my Restore because I'm going to use this tapered end again of my multi-tasker brush. And instead of, you know, having to get it wet and all that stuff, this spray, if you saw my little video on cleaning my brushes, I do that, my brush is totally clean and it's dry. So now I can just use it. It's pretty sweet. So here's what we're gonna do, something fun to make our lips look a little bit bigger. I'm going to take Ash, my contour color, and I'm gonna line my lips. Bear with me, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what is she doing? Okay, mostly, not like my whole full mouth, but just like along the bottom. And what did I do? I created a shadow. My lips are gonna look fuller. And I'll go to the corners just a little bit. And then, sometimes I feel like you can see this effect once you already have your lipstick on, but we're doing it this way. And again on top. Hopefully I don't keep covering this up for you. Sorry if I do. Makes a really great nude liner, okay? So now I'm using my lip and cheek colors to fill in my lips. So the first one I'm gonna use is Bare. Sorry. There's like a bunch of people outside. I'm using Bare, and I'm gonna come in. With Bare, and I'm just using my fingers. You could stop there for a really nude color, but I'm gonna keep going. I've got Desert Sunset right here. Again, it's a, so this is a lip and cheek too. It's just glossier. Some of them have a little gloss to them, but they're still awesome as blushes. Okay. And that's how I did my lips. So that is my complete look. I gotta go fix this mess of hair. But that is how I did the Pretty in Pink look that I'm calling it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this and maybe learned a little something. If you have questions, please let me know. If you want to be color matched for the 3D foundation, send me a message. I can do that online just with using like a selfie, which is the way so many people do it, since most people are not local. So let me know if I can do anything. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk to you guys later.